Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today we are going to be talking about connecting a Tamagotchi mix to the Meets app. This is a tutorial that I've had many requests for, however, I've kind of been avoiding making this for two big reasons. First, it is fairly confusing. If you don't speak Japanese, which I know many of you don't, please be patient with yourself while learning how to do this process because it's not easy if you cannot read Japanese. And the second reason is that I cannot figure out the payoff or the point of connecting your mix to the app. Now, I've been having a problem with the app crashing on me, so I don't know if maybe I'm missing something because the app just keeps crashing. But to me, other than just having your character in the app, there does not seem to be a point to connecting your Tamagotchi mix to the app. So if someone watching has some information that I do not know, please share it in the description down below. That would be most helpful. But for today, I'm asking all of my viewers to please be very patient with me. I'm going to share the knowledge with you that I do have, and hopefully it will help you in some way. So to get started, let's go ahead and just set our device that has the Meets app to the side, and we are going to take a look at the Tamagotchi mix here. So using your menu button to scroll over to the heart icon, we use the PC option here to connect to the Meets app. When you click on PC, you get a mix of different characters here. The characters are divided into 4 different passwords, and you will see in the app that there are numbered spots for each password. These codes are a mix between Japanese, hiragana, and katakana, which are also known as kana, as well as Roman letters and numbers. So let's talk a little bit more about hiragana and katakana specifically, because that's going to be the big hurdle as far as entering the codes in. Here we have 2 charts, and these I pulled off Wikipedia. There are 46 basic hiragana and 46 basic katakana characters. To make a long story short, each character represents a sound. Hiragana characters, which are what is in front of us right now, these are used to write Japanese words by how they sound. So words like konnichiwa and sakura, you can write those in hiragana. Now katakana, these characters make the same sounds as hiragana. However, these are used for writing foreign words, like my name, Danny, or Donnie. This is what I use to write my name in my Tamagotchi when I set it up. Words like Nintendo or other company names are also written in characters like this very often. Now that's just a very basic surface explanation for these 2 different Japanese alphabets, but I just wanted to give you a little bit of background knowledge as we continue to talk about these. These characters are actually very easy to type into an app as long as you have a Japanese keyboard. So here I have my Tamagotchi app, and let's use this character here, no, as the example. So, N-O, just like how we spell no in English. On the keyboard here, I'm going to type in N-O, and the character comes up. If it already pops up on the side, you can hit the enter button. So you can type another character. Sometimes you have to use the up arrow here so you can select it from this box. Now, that is how we write the hiragana no. In katakana, there's also a corresponding no, and the Tamagotchi mix will use a combination of hiragana and katakana when giving you the codes. So you have to be patient with yourself and figuring out whether it's hiragana or katakana. So for example, if I type no here, the katakana is a single line, and I can find that again on this row. Click on it and it will automatically add it. One trick for reading the hiragana and katakana characters in the Tamagotchi Meets is to take a picture of it with the Google Translate app. Here under camera, if you have your Tamagotchi out, you can hold your camera on top of your Tamagotchi. It will scan for characters, and you only have to highlight the 4 codes that are on the screen. Other than learning hiragana and katakana, this is the best trick I can give you, and unfortunately with this specific set of codes, I just tried 3 times to use my cell phone and it's still not reading them correctly. This time it's saying the first code is WULQ. However, on the Tamagotchi, it's W, he, the symbol for he in hiragana, L, and Q. So it is a little bit frustrating, and I'm sorry that I can't teach you hiragana all in one video. However, I am working on a Learning Japanese for Tamagotchi series. I am very sorry it's taking so long. It's just one of those things that it's going to take me a little bit longer to work on. But a good resource is Hiragana 42 if you're interested in learning hiragana in a fun and quick way. I highly recommend looking into that. We will come back to the meets in a second and try to do that Google Translate once more. But before we do that, we need to look at one more thing in the app. There are also letters and numbers in the mix codes. When you type those in, of course, let's just say L for example, you would use a capital letter L just as you would type in everyday texting or Facebook. However, on the Japanese keyboard, you need to make sure you are selecting the L with a little symbol that kind of looks like a house. In the Japanese keyboard, there are full width and half width characters, and the Meets app is only going to recognize full width characters. So that little house symbol is actually the kanji symbol for a sen, which denotes full width characters. Same thing with numbers. Let's say if you have a series of numbers for one of your codes, make sure you're coming down to this gray line above the keyboard. Look for that little house symbol and click on the set of letters or numbers with the house symbol on top of it. Now let's attempt to get a code from our Tamagotchi mix and input it into the Tamagotchi Meets app. As you can see here on the screen, it's kind of tough and you have to use the letters and numbers that you can recognize to figure out the Japanese symbols. So here we have W to Q, and in between we have mi and te. So in the app here, we are going to hit the pink Tama button, Tamagotchi mix, yes. Now we're going to hit enter password, and it puts us in the code number 1 box. So we have a W first, so capital W, and then on this top row here, you're going to look for the W with this little symbol that looks like a house. Looking at our phone here, we have mi and te before the Q. So I'm going to type in mi and te. And then I will look back at my Tamagotchi and say, okay, it's this little loopy looking symbol and that symbol that looks like a straight line with a curve. And that's these two right here. And then we have a Q, so capitalized Q. Again, we're going to look for the symbol with the top hat. We're going to click on that one. Okay, so on the Tamagotchi, thankfully the next one is just numbers. 4, 2, 2, 3. This first one has that little house looking symbol. We're going to click on that. I'm hitting the A button on my Tamagotchi every so often so it does not time out. Here we have ga, L, N, and shi. So I'm going to go back to my Japanese keyboard. Ga, and this is a katakana, ga, L with the hat, N, and shi. Alright, so we have one more. And the first is a capital Y with the house looking symbol. Ki, and ko. Alright, so once you have all your symbols put in, it's this second option. The top option will erase everything that you've done. So the second option to take your Tamagotchi from your mix to the park. Once you've entered the symbols, you can hit the center button here. Top option for yes. and then red option here to go to the Meets Park. As you can see, the Tamagotchi is away on the device, and now the Tamagotchi here is in the park. I'm going to avoid touching anything exactly on my tablet because this is where the game crashes for me. But with your Tama, you can play a couple of different games here. As you can see in the corner, it says 5, and this is 5 minutes. After 5 minutes, the app and Tama will time out, and the Tamagotchi will automatically return to your mix. So, as far as I can tell, you cannot transfer items from the app to the mix. If I am wrong, I hope someone will correct me in the comments below, but I have not found a way to transfer items from the app to the mix. From how I'm seeing it, the only point of going through this whole process is to bring your character over to play the games. And honestly, you can just play the games without bringing your character over. Anyways, now I'm going to click on one of the games and see if my app will at least let us play it. Again, it usually crashes here. So see, my character runs over to the game. Oh, and it looks like we're going to get lucky today. So here's my Tamagotchi that was in my mix. And we are going to play this really cute Sanrio restaurant game. Alright, so we can see that our countdown clock is at 0 now, and our Tamagotchi automatically returned. If you click on your Tamagotchi buttons before it automatically returns, it will prompt you for a return password. However, again, I cannot figure out how to get a return password from the app. So I feel like this tutorial is kind of incomplete because this is where it ends. This is all the information that I personally have so far about how to use the Tamagotchi mix with the app. I did a little bit of fishing around on the internet, and in the past I have asked other Tamagotchi users what they have found, and this is all the information I can find. So again, if anyone out there has more information who happens to be watching this video, please share it with me. I would be more than happy to make a more updated tutorial that's more complete. But to be perfectly honest, my gut says this is it. I don't think there's too much more functionality that the Mix and the Meets app has between each other. I know this was a lot to take in, especially with all the different Japanese characters. If you're not used to looking at those, I know they can be a little bit much. But if you have any questions, please don't hesitate to ask in the comments below. I will do my best to answer. I am also trying to be more present on Instagram and Discord, so those are also great ways to get a hold of me if you would like to try to send me pictures or longer messages. Anyways, thank you all so much for watching, especially if you made it to the end here. I know this was a little tough to sit through. Even if this information was a lot to take in, I hope you still enjoyed seeing the new Sanrio game in the app. And speaking of Sanrio, the Sanrio Meets has officially released in Japan, and mine should be on its way here, hopefully within the next couple days. So stay tuned, I will be doing an unboxing video as soon as possible. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video!